G'day everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Last weekend was Funnily Rod Day, great day, heaps of fun. Kids loved it, adults loved it, it was just generally a good day. Yeah, I've been planning on doing the border track, South Australia, Victoria border track, north to south. October long weekend, it is very quickly coming around and I have bitten myself in the arse. I keep saying future Sam will deal with that, future Sam will deal with that. I've got to stop saying it and actually get on with it. I've got a lot to do, long range tank, luggage rack. I've got to fix up my USB mount because when I've done the fat bars, I couldn't use the original bracket. Lots to do, not much time to do it. I haven't even dry fit all my luggage. Well, it's still wrapped up in plastic in my bedroom. I've got to get that fitted. What else do I need to do? I've got to put a heat shield on the exhaust so it doesn't melt my luggage. Tool tube. I was thinking about putting one down here, like every other Joe Blow does, fender bag style. I don't know. Tool tube. I'm going to go with that. Looks a little bit cleaner, keeps the weight down low, keeps it off the front end. Hopefully that'll do the trick. I hope. There you go. Better get stuck into it. Otherwise I'll be saying future Sam will deal with that. Let's start with the luggage rack. So, it's going to go on there a little bit like that, thereabouts. Got some hardware. Well, it's already lined up. Beautiful. Now with the tool tube, then I'm going to mount it off here and here. It's going to be pretty fiddly. Not looking forward to it, to be honest. So these bolts, they're originally from that little canvas tool bag. Now, shouldn't need to use any Loctite. It comes with these little, I don't know what they're called, but they are a locking nut. You can see by the decorative, whatever it's called. It is a locking nut, can assure you that. Maybe just a bit of grease. There's poor man's anti-seize. I don't have any. I should buy some. I keep meaning to buy some, and then I don't. Doesn't go on much easier than that. Those holes line up beautifully. Same again, the holes for the top. Got the same locking nut. Some idiot put all the wiring in the way. Wonder who that was. One job down, time for a cuppa. Yeah, some people they like putting milk in their cuppa. I just like beer in mine. So, tool tube, got a bit of 90mm, and try around about there, about 350, something like that. Got some matte black paint, matched luggage rack. It looks like a pain in the ass. Can't wait, it's going to be good. That's why you've got to get a cover. I'm obviously not going to glue anything together because if 350 is too long, you'll have to buy a bunch more shit. Hacksaw, safety goggles. One end cap. One screw on fitting, push one end, screw the other. One lid. That's the general idea of it. Now I do have two of these. These are all going to get painted black too. So, just my luck, like a lot of things I do, need a longer bolt. Not saying I need a longer bolt, but the bike needs a longer bolt. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. As you can see, if I take that out, there's a good amount of thread left. But with 2 layers, there's going to be absolutely nothing left. Bigger bolt. So, when you live in a small country town and you want a longer countersunk bolt, there's only one solution. You gotta make your own. So I chopped off that end off the bolt I had, welded on a longer bolt. Still got to hit it with the bench grinder, but this is going to be my quick fix. I will get a proper unmolested bolt, but for the purpose of trying to get this done, that'll be fine. Just like I bought one. I deserve a cuppa for that. Yeah, during my custom bolt making, it did occur to me, I don't need to make this any longer than my longest tools, which are my tyre levers and my big shifter. So, big shifter's longer, I can make it shorter by that much. So, what would that be? Almost 3 inches, 75mm. Let's use this bit of plywood. Put it up there like that, up the tyre. You can see we're going to clear the back, but the front hits the tube. So the front of that tube has got to go that way. That's what I've done. I've just mounted it up there on the luggage rack for the rear. What's that? The old helmet lock? Something like that. Bit of copper pipe as a spacer, or copper joiner as a spacer. Got to work out something to get that front out. So we got the room to move it. Just got to move it somehow. Leave it with me. So that's my fix. There we get a good view. There, maybe. So I've got a bit of flat plate, painted it black. Now just use that to push it forward. I've just got a socket in there. I did buy a copper joiner, but the socket was bigger. It's Imperial, I never use it. So that might be fine. At the top here, got a copper washer. I might use another Imperial socket, just so it's matchy-matchy. And that will get me away from the number plate just a little bit farther. Now there is one more thing I want to do. I want to see if I can make up a tray to go in there. I've got a bit of 75mm that'll go in. Instead of just dumping tools in and trying to fish them out. I'll build a tray and just pull the whole tray out, put it on the ground, I can pick through my tools, put it all back in, and she keeps it all nice and neat rather than a what's the vernacular, dog's breakfast or something. Bloody happy with how this turned out. This works perfectly. I've got to work out exactly what I'm going to put in there. Can't fit a huge amount, but I think that's going to be perfect. Perfect for what I need anyway. Or if I do need extra tools, I can just take that out and just jam it full, but I think for, I don't know, tie levers, screwdrivers, sockets, ratchet, that'll be perfect. USB bracket, time to make one. You can't buy, you can still buy them. You can't buy good ones. The good ones that people were making aren't being sold anymore, so I figured I'm going to make my own. 50 by 50, 3mm angle, aluminium angle. Gonna have a crack. Oh, I guess I'll make a start. You go there. Oh, piece of piss. Yeah, that took a lot of effort. Actually really happy with it too. 3 by 3mm, 50 by 50. Couldn't quite get that bit flat enough. Should be fine. Probably just build that out with a washer or two. Only had a 32mm hole saw, not a 30. Still works. It's all nicely filed, ready for a paint. Yeah, that was not my first attempt. This was my first attempt. I started off pretty strong, but I bent this part the wrong way. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's starting to crack out. If I didn't bend it the wrong way, it would have been fine, but got this groovy looking thing now. It's the next day. I spent a few hours out here last night, had a few cups of tea, if you know what I mean. I've got everything painted for the tool tube and the USB bracket. It's all ready to go on. I'm really happy with the USB bracket. It looks almost factory. Like, if you look hard, like, it looks good from afar, but far from good, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So what I've got left to do now, what have we done? We've done the luggage rack. Tool tube's painted, ready to fit. Just waiting on it. Bit of dry time, USB's done. I've got to fit the headlight cowl back on. Tank. The one I've been putting off because I don't know if I've got to muck around with radiator guards, the genuine Suzuki ones. I haven't been looking forward to it. We'll have a crack anyway. Well, first things first. Got to use this tool tube and get some tools. Come in handy, really. My son's just come to the rescue with a cuppa. Don't worry, it's after lunch. I think it's actually mid-afternoon. Close enough to mid-afternoon. Right, time to unbox, unwrap, I guess. Yeah, this is not a tutorial on how to unwrap it. Yeah, I did go with the yellow So I've seen those see-through tanks and they look great when they're brand new, but because the fuel is yellow or orange, or I guess discolours the tank and it goes horribly disgusting. I did look into getting some fuel dye, like some blue or some red fuel dye, but that's incredibly expensive. So I just went with yellow. I reckon it matches pretty good. And I have heard stories. Hang on, why have we got two of there? I have heard that the fuel line that Safari Tank supply is garbage. So I have tried to sugar. There it is. I have gone down to Auto Pro, gotten myself some quality fuel line. Right, Petcock. Heard that these are also rubbish and you should use the original, the OEM one. I might actually do that, keep that as a spare. 4 more bits of foam. Instructions. Do you know how I feel about that? Not a fan. But I probably should read them. Got the tank drained. We're going to use the petcock off the old tank. And these, what would you call them? Bolt brackets, hanger brackets, yeah. Mounts. We'll transfer them over. When we take them off, I'm going to use a bit of copper anti-seize grease. If I ever have to do this again, I don't want them binding up in the tank. It's going to ruin a perfectly good $600 tank. I did only get a little bit of the way through the instructions too, because I'm like a goldfish. My attention span is really low. So I did blow out the new tank with a bunch of compressed air, and there was a lot of plastic that came out. So obviously from when they drilled the fuel line, or the hole for the petcock, I should say. Look at that, look at the size difference. This one here in my left hand's the original. That's the new one. Massive difference. Well, there we go, if I put them on the right level, but still a big difference. So, what's this got? An on, an off, and a reserve. So, how does it have a reserve? Because I would have thought that's the on, that's the reserve. 2 different heights. That's got 1 height. I don't know. I'm just a bloke in a shed. What do I know? Usually nothing. First hiccup. It's not as straightforward to go from Safari's one to OEM Suzuki. Holes are different, but I'm sure it just need a slight modification. I don't necessarily want to go at it with a drill, so I'm going to hit it with a file, a round file, because I do not want to ruin this. I want to get it right the first time. If you slip with a drill, it can go bad very quickly. So file it is. So another thing to add, I have filed this out for the new one. Look at the sealing surface between the OEM and the Safari. Massive, massive difference. Better sealing surface. I am going to put some fuel resistant gasket maker on there as well, just for a bit of peace of mind. I shouldn't need it, but peace of mind. hope that I never have to take this off again. Well, petcock anyway. Apparently is, you can take the front off there, apparently you get little O-rings in here to rebuild them. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. Right, give her a rinse. So I've just dry fitted the tank. Pretty good clearance all around on these genuine Suzuki guards. However, I need to cut that off, both sides. So touching down the bottom, and right hand side only, just touching at this very top corner. So I'm just gonna maybe take that whole hole off. I don't even know what that's there for. Maybe there's a rear guard that's meant to go on, but so after some proper mucking around, I'm ready to fit the tank, finally. So I did end up going with the OEM Suzuki one. Put some fuel resistant RTV gasket maker stuff. I did have to turn this fuel tap. It was pointing backwards, but it's virtually touching the starter motor. So I've spun it around the front, and once it's on there, I'll show you, but it's going to loop around back up to the carby. Yeah, got the foam on, dry fitted, everything's good, ready to go. What an absolute headache this has been. Beautiful. So I worked out why I couldn't get this bolt in. These brackets are the wrong way around. So that bolt all the way in, the holes were lining up, but it wasn't touching. So if I spin them, the bolt's going to get closer, it'll go in. Learn from my mistakes, I'll make plenty. After a bit of muscle, had my eldest son Raymond here helping me as well. We're able to, I didn't need much, but once I flipped them blocks around, I didn't need much to get the holes lined up. Just two of us. Well, I got the right side by myself, Raymond helped me with the left. All we had to do was just pull down on it. Didn't need much at all. Now, I have read online that some people claim they can put up to 21 litres in here. So I've filled up my 20 litre Jerry with 21 litres, we will confirm. That's it, I'm pretty much done. As long as it doesn't leak fuel, touch wood, it should be done. Still get the chunk. Really good. No fuel leaks. Started up straight away. Let's fill her up. That is necked. It's about yay far from the top. I've probably still got, wonder if I have a measuring jug. Feels like there's more than half a litre in there. So, I thought I shouldn't get one of my wife's measuring jugs from the kitchen. I use one I use for measuring out poison. If you're wondering what the black tape is, I cracked it sticking my fat hand in there trying to wipe the bugger out. So a bit of electrical tape just to get us through what we need to do. So this is like a legit measuring cup. Goes up to 400 mil. Oh my god, you have to do like 3 or 4 pours. Anyway, so I put 21.08 litres in there. If you don't believe me, there's the receipt. 21.08. So I'm going to tip out of here into my measuring jug, and that's going to go into my little one. Yeah, that's got the fuel from my old tank in it. So this is all fresh fuel straight from the Bowser. 21.08 litres. I'll do it on camera so no one can say I'm lying. Hard, right? Yeah. 400 mils at a time. That's the first 400. Oh, this should be the last pour. Oh my god. That is very close to being a total of 2 litres. It's on 350 mil. So, let's do that on the calculator. 0.4 times 4, 1.6, yeah. So I've said that already. 1.6 litres plus 0.35, 1.95. So while we're on that, remember that 1.95. We go 21.008 minus 1.95. 19.13 litres. That's how much went in the 20 litre Safari tank. Well, Safari don't call it 20 litre, they call it 17 litre. But many people have said 20 litres. I've even seen a couple say 21 litres. I just put in 19 litres. But this is just all anecdotal. I'm sure I'm not even sure actually. Am I the first person to say 19 or are there others? Let me know. But anyway, 19 litres. Still pretty good. Still better than 17, isn't it? But I am super happy. I'm really happy with the way it looks. Love the black luggage rack, the black tool tube, the functionality of the tool tube. The yellow Safari tank looks $1 million. Really, really happy. It was a real 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards on all of these projects. I'm a little bit hesitant to put it all in one video as I'm going to have to do some serious editing on that. What a long 2 days that was in the shed. I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a bloke in a shed. Learn from my mistakes, I'll make plenty. all the rest of it. See you next time.